Have you ever wondered if this game is real?
If I kept aside $1 for every movie or limited series adapted from Stephen King's novels, I'd be rich by now. The Running Man is another movie adapted from the noted author's works. When I first heard about the movie coming out in 2025, I wondered about the dystopian aspect in the novel, which was published in 1982, where the story was set in 2025. Since we're already in 2025, how will this movie address the 40 years in the future gap? I didn't find any futuristic gadgets or places in the trailer. My guess is the makers would have dropped the futuristic aspect in the story. Have they or have they not? Let's take a look at the upcoming movie in detail. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. A Stephen King novel back on screen. The Running Man is an upcoming film adapted from Stephen King's dystopian black comedy novel of the same name, which was published in 1982 under King's pseudonym Richard Bachman. Back then, director Paul Michael Glaser made it into a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the screenplay of which was penned by Stephen King and Stephen E. D'Souza. The same film is now being adapted for a second time by Edgar Wright of Baby Driver fame, who's also written the movie alongside Michael Bacall. A new director brings in a new perspective. To understand the new perspective, I would like to take you through 3 plots: the original plot of the book, the plot of the 1987 movie adaptation, and Edgar's film. The plot of the book, published in 1982, is set in America in the year 2025, which is going through a severe economic crisis, rendering the protagonist Ben Richards jobless and shattering his hopes of treating his ailing daughter. He therefore contacts the country's game network, which runs a reality show where contestants must dodge hitmen who have been sent to kill them. The winning contestant who survives will be awarded a bounty cash prize, which Ben Richards hopes to win and use for his daughter's treatment. The stakes are high since Ben's situation is so bad that his wife has resorted to prostitution. The 1987 film made notable deviations from the book, where Schwarzenegger's character, Captain Ben Richards, is framed for opening fire at rioters, causing a massacre in California's Bakersfield, and is imprisoned. Meanwhile, a popular game show called The Running Man features incarcerated criminals who are given a chance at freedom if they can survive their dangerous stalkers. Richards escapes prison to prove his innocence, but gets caught until he's recruited by the host of the Running Man game show to participate in the game, to help boost ratings and get a chance to be free. Edgar Wright's adaptation of the film, as confirmed, is said to be fresh, and is not a remake but adheres to the central theme of the movie. In Edgar's version of the film, contestants of the Running Man game show are chased by terrifying hunters all over the world, instead of the controlled setting seen in the earlier adaptation. The filming is said to have taken place in Glasgow's Battersea Power Station and London's Wembley Stadium. In the director's words, it's an intense and dangerous road movie. One look at the trailer and I knew this was going to be a racy, edgy ride where the protagonist dodges his hunters like a madman on a mission. The trailer effectively conveys the feeling of a survival game, typical of the director's signature style, characterized by a fast-paced narrative. Glenn Powell is seen donning various disguises to evade the hitmen, making the scenes even more exciting. He must survive 30 days to win the cash prize. Yet in this gritty narrative, I found moments of tenderness amidst extreme despair, especially when the protagonist cradles his baby daughter. The trailer also reminded me of the popular Squid Game because of the clock-ticking urgency. The cast has actor Glenn Powell, whose breakout role came in Top Gun: Maverick, who plays the down-and-out father Ben Richards. Katie O'Brien and Daniel Ezra play the other contestants in the game. The supporting cast features names like Josh Brolin, Michael Cera, and Jamie Lawson, among others. Cera returns to work with Wright after they collaborated in the 2010s, notably in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. The movie Coda's star, Emilia Jones, will also be part of the cast, along with the Academy Award nominee Coleman Domingo. The film is set to release on November 7, 2025, with Paramount Pictures serving as the distributor. It'll be a global release that'll hit the United States, Canada, and Irish cinema theaters. As a special tribute, the makers have released the 1987 film adaptation of the book in theaters, so if you're in the USA, you can catch the movie.
Bloodlust is our birthright!
What's special about the movie? I gotta say that director Edgar Wright has quite a fan following for the value for money entertainment he provides in his movies. He has a knack for storytelling, whether in a documentary style like The Sparks Brothers, made about the rock duo Sparks, or in the feature film Last Night in Soho, which was released 4 years and received well. So there's no doubt The Running Man will make the cut. He's also got a writing credit in Steven Spielberg's Adventures of Tintin, which is one of my favorite animated movies. He's known for giving a twisted take irrespective of genres, making him a brilliant mind who doesn't follow a set of rules. What I'm confident of seeing in The Running Man is gags and memorable one-liners. For instance, if you notice in the trailer, Powell's character is mostly seen with a crazy character, played by Michael Cera, who constantly makes up theories about why things are not what they seem. During one of his vague theories as the duo dodged the hunters, he was heard saying, "Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged?" Which meant, what if no one survived the game? "Guess we'll find out," Powell responds. Now that's funny because it's lighthearted, but it doesn't take away from the tension, since we know a little sick girl is waiting for her daddy to return. Marvelous verdict. The Running Man seems like a symbolic take on current times rather than a dystopian one, because things have gone awry in the actual world, and Glenn Powell's character represents surviving these challenging times. What's interesting to note is that Stephen King's novel almost feels like a prophecy rather than a dystopian novel. Don't you think? Let me know in the comments section.